Hello everyone, this is Stephen Oliver at the Wool Company. I'm here today interviewing Chris Woolhouse from Woolhouse Douglas, a financial advisor I've dealt with for many, many years. And I know that Chris has gone niche, as it were, with many of his clients. And I wanted to capture today, if you don't mind, Chris, what it is that made you look at going niche with your financial practice. In other words, for things like chemists and footballers, what made you go niche in the first place?
Hi, Stephen. Yeah, I think when I spoke to advisors been around many years, the common thing is that they all had a niche. Now, whether it's a profession, whether it was a certain product, whether it was a certain age range, it was a niche. Now, I dealt historically with my love is always passion has always been footballers, and I once went to see a guy and he was playing for my team at the moment, and I said, I need to know, I want to get into football. What do I need to know? And then he went through everything, what he thought, and referral led to referral to referral. And at one stage, we were dealing with 90 players. But the reason, and that also then took me into my second niche, which was pharmacists, which was a very loose relationship, which it did. But the reason I wanted to be in a niche is because she taught their language. Yeah, I'm not an ex-footballer, but I knew how they thought, worked, and I knew about their contracts. I knew about the internal mechanisms with their agents, etc. And then with the pharmacists, I still know everything about pharmacists, apart from dispensing. I know how their mind works when it comes to financials. I know how their family structures all tend to be. I know how their business, their exits are. So when you've got into that niche mentality, people, it's easier to refer because you are speaking a common dialect of the occupation they're in.
And what would you say were the major benefits of doing that? What did that benefit, or how did that benefit you and your practice?
Simply, again, referrals, because we are speaking the right language. You can be a generalist and a GP, but if you want, say, I don't know, a knee replacement or a hip replacement, you wouldn't go to a generalist surgeon, you go to somebody who's a specialist. Yeah. And the referrals will get to that specialist because they're based on somebody actually using that service. So that's why I always see the biggest thing is you will get people coming to you because you understand them.
Yeah, and this is the sort of theme I'm coming across. It's good to hear you echo it, really, because as an example, we came across a financial advisor who only deals with pilots. And we all need financial advice just like everyone else, but the pilot as well. So he knew how to talk to them in their own language and all the industry things that were going on. So is that what you found, is that you kind of kept yourself up to date with what was going on in their profession?
Yeah, absolutely. And especially with the pharmacists, because there was been changing the government contracts. There's the big challenge at the moment for pharmacists is getting locums to come in, because a locum is earning more money doing vaccinations than they are working in a shop with less stress and less pressure. So locum rates are increasing. So then when I'm in conversations, say, how do you find getting locums? And suddenly you're engaging with those talking about something that's on their mind constantly.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think this is probably the thing that that attracted me the most to this idea and wanting to do interviews with it, is because each area of niche has its own peculiarity, and COVID is an obvious one for you, isn't it? But yeah, I remember you saying once, Chris, that most pharmacists they have almost a structure to the model of how a pharmacy works. It's very structured. It's particularly regular turnover. Is that the case you found?
It is, and again, the pandemic's changed the demographics of a lot of business, and similarly so are theirs, where they're probably now, they've always been a pillar of the community, but now even more so because of what's been happening over the last couple of years. But if you look at them as a stereotypical niche pharmacist, it's generational. In certain areas, generations, the next 2 generations will go to that pharmacy. I still go back to the one I was in 2 houses ago because that's just how you think and feel.
Yeah. So if you were giving advice to, let's say, another advisor who's perhaps a generalist and either maybe struggling or just wondering where to go next in their step, what would you get them to ask of themselves, really?
Simple. Do a full client list and put on the top. Because the thing is with niche, and I say this to my advisors and other people I mentor, is your niche could be under your nose, but you don't know it.
Okay.
Now, as much as mine was a specific occupation, it could be something else. So what I would do is list all my clients, what their occupation is, what their age is, what product you've worked with most with these people, and just take a bird's eye view and have a look. And if you put onto a spreadsheet, which you can keep chopping and changing it around, your niche will be there. Now, it could be that you deal with, for example, ages between 45 to 55, who predominantly what you do is investments towards retirement, pensions, etc., who tend to be employed at a management stage. If that's the case, that's where your market is, because you've done well at them. But you won't know until you physically put them onto one page or one spreadsheet or one Word document to have a look at who they are, what's their occupation, what's their age, what type of products have you generally advised them on.
Fabulous advice. Thanks, Chris.
No problem.
I look forward to speaking to you again soon, obviously, and appreciate your time, really do.